satisfy all his wives? Like, how do you satisfy 5 women? Urunga coffee, like, what are you taking?
Which brand of coffee are you taking? And where can we get it?
Sorry.
I don't want a coffee. What are you drinking?
Wow.
Okay, I'm not drinking.
Who's your supplier?
At the moment. Okay. Warume tikapiwa cover every day. Not dark. Naturally. Saka sorry.
I know it's okay. No, I mean
it's the Denny J show.
Asika not kudya salad mdara. You can go. You get what I mean?
Superman notes.
As long as you are
women now going.
As long as you are a different woman, biologically that's how a man is wired. Ukamudzokorodza iye kuti dzokera apa. Hadzokeri.
It will be like achimbomira.
Anoto struggle. You do everything. You look for baby oil, what trying to get it. You look for jumpers.
Baby oil.
Jumpers, but give him another one. Immediately after.
To like, go.
And made is like a boardroom. Manzo is a biggie.
Denny J Show. Zonga zviri downtown uptown raitidzwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean hande.
It's time.
Press record, Danny. All right. Hey everybody, Becky K here, and I'm chilling with Denny J. Welcome to the Denny J Show. Clap hands. Louder. Yes, clap hands. Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you. Hello.
Becky K.
What do you do?
What's up, my G?
My G. I'm doing good. I'm all right. Working hard.
I know.
I'm a little bit tired, but it's okay.
Yeah, but you always show up.
I always show if I don't show up. But it's a noise.
Eventually. It's been a minute.
It has been.
The people were asking what's going on with the show. Huh?
Yeah. Do they inbox you also?
Yeah. They do the DMs. What's the story? Where's the episode?
And what do they ask for when they say what's the episode?
I don't know.
What are they looking for?
They just want action. They want content. Because when we roll up, we bring top quality entertainment.
True.
You know what I mean? So
okay.
So sometimes when we don't, then it's like hey, we're trying to shoot a show.
They are here. They're here to watch the show, so it's okay.
So it's good to be back. 3-4 weeks, I think we haven't been.
It's been long, Denny.
Becky's been busy. Nash has been busy. I've been a little busy.
Okay. Yeah.
Why?
No. Because I just said you should have started with yourself.
First.
No. When it comes to why we don't film the episode, because I always try to avail myself. When it comes to filming the episode, start with yourself and say, I've been busy. Nash has been busy. And Becky has been busy. Yeah, in that order. Kuna.
Becky.
Kuna. Come
on.
It's fine.
It's got nothing to do with what you think.
It's okay.
Anyway, it's good to be back. We're here.
Yeah. Nash is in the building.
Hi, Sis Becky.
Nash.
How are you, Sis Becky?
Andirinani kumba kurise.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Mangamuru.
When? This week or last week?
Any.
Be specific.
Just pick any week
last week I was, I think, in Joburg. Very cold day.
Yeah.
But this week I should be around.
You should be around.
Yeah.
I saw something on your TikTok. Have you seen Nash's TikTok?
No.
It's alive and happening, my guy.
Oh, Nash, you're on that. You're on that like that.
But you can't tell people my TikTok handle.
No, I didn't tell them anything. Did I say your name?
Now start judging this.
I didn't say your name. But anyway.
Oh, it's fire.
Dude, he was in Engerichi. What van was that? It was the Mercedes van.
Because my TikToks go viral, so you're gonna snitch on me.
What was it like V-Class?
It's okay. Let me keep quiet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm happy for you, man.
No. God has been great.
It's looking good.
Yeah,
it's looking good.
And so, as always, when we show up, we bring quality content, right? You know, we can be gone for a long time, but when we pop back up, you know it's fire. You know,
it's fire for you guys.
You know what I mean?
Today.
Nash, what you got to say about our guest, man? We've got a very special guest today. This is a special day. You know what I mean?
And now he's feeling himself. Now he feels like, you know, after me.
Varume not zema jokes. Not jokes.
Oh, you guys, you sit down.
So you know, we've got a very special guest. You know, a good friend of ours. He's come to school us. You know what I mean? So all the men out there, get ready. This is an important episode. We might be doing it wrong. We might be doing it right. I don't know. But you know, ladies and gentlemen.
Wouldn't you want to know if you're doing? Lord.
You know, what? Nash, this one is a very important one, right? Like,
yeah.
I think perspective is good. You know, maybe we don't know everything. Maybe we're missing out on something. You know, Becky, what do you think? What do you think about this guest that we have today?
I'm a little bit on the indifferent side of things. I will say I'm here to hear his view. I will try by all means. Guys, I even prayed before starting the episode. Not that I don't pray with all the other episodes, but with this one, because it's a topic that is really close to my heart. It has baffled me a couple of times. And in some instances, I'm okay with it, just not in my space.
Yeah, I hope you also make sure Drew watches this.
No,
this is an opportunity.
I will even
for us
tell
to
him,
learn.
Tisha, I know Buddha episode here, and make sure that he doesn't look for it. I don't know how I'm gonna make him not look for it.
So you're gonna introduce my brother?
Okay, I want to know how do I introduce him? Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, we have a legend.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we have a legend in the
Denny
building.
is making me do it to introduce
this legend. Say it. Say it, Becky.
Okay, I'm finding it.
All right.
I'm finding it. Indoda eqotho.
Chibabest.
Ngesindebele sithi indoda eqotho, indoda emadodeni. Kuthiwa indoda uboneka imali zakhe ngenkomo zakhe.
Umphathi intambo.
Umphathi intambo. All I can say is abafazi bajambukile lumnyaka. Le ndoda le. Kuzojambuka umuntu. All right. So in studio we have are you going to do the
Yeah, okay. I got
All right. In studio we have a legend of note. He is endoda, a man, a murume. His name is Gabriel Tinashe Mapfunde. But Gabriel Tinashe Mapfunde is the modern day Solomon.
That's right.
And Becky laughs.
It's coming out. It's coming out nice.
Clap hands for him. Yes. Make some noise. Make some noise. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Denny, I don't know. What am I doing here?
So, you know.
What am I doing here?
Yeah, you're you know, because the women have something to say about what
I'm sure.
our brothers.
I'm sure.
So you're the voice of the women.
Right. And I like the title of the book. Okay, so our guest wrote a book basically explaining what it is that we are going to be discussing today, the in-depth of it. I perused through the book, hey, and I went through I just went through some chapters. So I went straight to the index to check out like what's happening. And I'm seeing the contents page with the chapters and everything. And I was drawn to chapter 3. So I was like, let me quickly just go to chapter 3. No, the first 3 seconds of reading chapter 3, you're like, hi man. Hi man. What? Why is it me? Why is the woman being blamed about this? But Gabriel, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's going to be really exciting, I'm sure, for the gentlemen in the room. Yeah.
Gabriel is a polygamist. Is that how you?
Polygamist. Yeah.
Polygamist.
Yeah.
It's a polygamist.
Yes.
All right.
Polygynist.
It's what?
Polygynist.
Oh, polygynist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nist.
Yeah, it's polygynist because polygamists.
Okay, right, yes.
They're using
Okay.
the term. They're using the term to blanketize, like as in
I get it.
the other way around.
But
So,
you are active in it, so you're a polygynist.
yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, now, my seconds, I wonder, we're already learning stuff.
All right, Gabriel, tell us a little bit about yourself before we question the contents of this book.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Denny. Thank you, Becky, for inviting me. I'm Gabriel. You guys, the way you introduced yourself, I'm feeling like calling myself Gabe. Because it's like
Yes,
Denny,
no, Gabe.
It's like Becky.
Yes, go ahead,
Gabu.
Gabu.
All right. Yeah. So I'm Gabriel Mapfunde.
Well, we can hear you. Speak. We can hear you. You've got a mic. Yeah, but we can hear you. We're on
The
set.
whispering.
Yeah.
Yes.
For now.
All right, so Gabriel Gabu.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Academically, that's what you do for introductions, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Academically, I'm a horticulturalist or crop scientist. I studied natural resource management at university level.
Okay.
So agricultural wise, if you want to consult.
All right. All right.
I also do mining with my colleagues, and I'm also an entrepreneur. Korea. If you go to YouTube, in 2015 there's a video done by 263 Richard.
Okay.
When I started this whole Korea bike business, so we sort of like pioneered it, and that's part of what I do.
Okay.
So yeah. So my wives do online business and they use bikers.
Yeah. Becky, this is going to be a long one. Becky, what? Becky, come on.
You know what, guys? I am trying.
You are in the presence of a legend.
I am your legend. I am trying.
Come on, now.
I am trying. I'm trying. It's so my wives. I'm like, okay, wait, caught me off guard. Okay, your wives.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they do online business. So part of it's a synergy of that part of Korea business and online selling stuff. Yeah. What else do you want to know?
The number of wives, number of children.
No. Before we get there, let's just get a bit more background. Like, so did you grow up in a polygamous family yourself? Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I did.
And what led you to want to live this lifestyle? To be, what did you call it?
Polygynist. It's okay to call it polygamy, but I was it was just for emphasis. In,
all right.
The terminology.
All right. So where did you get this wonderful idea that you'd love to be with more wives than one? Because I think a lot of men actually have this idea at the back of their head.
They do.
But they can't.
They do.
You could never say it to someone like Becky. You never say it like Becky, I want to bring more
I've
wives.
always been someone who's been very, very curious. I think probably that's why I ended up with the background of being a scientist. Scientists are always people who are always wanting to find the why
Curious.
aspect.
Oh yes.
Curious.
Okay.
So it was always the questions that would come and pop up in my head is, why is that music or videos they've got one guy, you're a young guy, they've got one guy and a bunch of ladies
Around
These guys
the one
look-
guy.
look cool. If a guy wants to look cool, it's in a music video.
That's it.
Many women, one guy.
I get it.
You go to church, the pastor is preaching. The pastor is preaching most churches. The pastor is preaching one wife, but then there's a trail of girlfriends in choir and all that. I grew up in church.
Right.
So it the why question. So I did research. I have a Bible background. So my foundation usually is the Bible. So I would go back to the drawing board in the Bible and try to find out, okay, we are living in this modern day age where men have to have one wife, but where did it start? How did it originate? And where did it stop? Because I'm reading the Bible. I'm a child of Abraham by faith, right? Abraham had many wives, okay?
Can you just give us the number just for perspective?
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
No, I'm perspective.
Yeah. In Genesis, I think it's the 25th chapter, if you look it up, it says Abraham gave presents to his other children for the concubines. They mentioned concubines, which we'll probably discuss. The other wives, okay? It was a status thing that they used to put in the Bible. If you look at all the great men that walked with God, I said Abraham was a friend of God. most in the biblical aspect, in the Christian circle, the only mention of Hannah, the only mention of Sarah, the conflict between Sarah and Hagar, but they don't mention the other women. Okay,
no,
so
they
it's
don't.
selective.
They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moses, who is the writer of the law, if you read Exodus 21, it's regulating polygyny. If a man wants to have another wife, he should do this and do this. So these guys are writing the law, and they are regulating a setup whereby a man is supposed to have many wives.
Yeah.
You go to the New Testament, our Lord Jesus Christ, whom I believe in, when he's giving an illustration of heaven, Matthew 25, he says the kingdom of heaven is like a man with 10 virgins marrying 5 of them. That's polygyny there in the New Testament.
Becky?
I never looked at it like that. You know, like you read the story of the 10 virgins and their lamps running out of oil and everything.
But they're not going to 10 men. They're going to 1 man.
Yeah.
That's polygyny there. And this is Jesus.
All right.
In his own words.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
You're enjoying
Becky
this.
just went quiet on that one. Okay.
And also, if you look at it from perspective, why men in the Bible, families were counted as a man. Jesus feeds 5,000 men.
Right.
You get it?
There's no mention of the women or the children.
It's not a mistake, because one man could have 1 wife, another man could have 2 wives. So a family is counted as a man. You get it? So instead of counting with the women, there's confusion. But if they count as a family, so 5,000 men are representing families, but with men would have probably different
3
wives.
or 4 of them.
3 or 4, maybe 1. You understand what I mean? So all those, that's why probably I even put it in the book now, for that understanding. So these are the questions when I was growing up as a young man. I would, do that research and try to understand why we are designed or we are created that way by our Creator.
Okay.
I strongly believe men and women are created equally, because it says He created male and female, and but then we are designed functionality. We are formed differently. You get it? So a woman and a man, the physical aspect, it's more or less like a doctor and a cement guy or a builder. They are wearing different uniforms, outside uniforms. But a doctor is wearing a white overcoat. Yeah. And a builder is wearing the work suit. We respect both professions. They are wearing that because of the function they are doing it.
True.
So Becky and me, we are the same, equal in God's image, but the function that we are designed is different.
It's different, yeah.
So she is the lock, if I may put it that way. I am the key. So that's why I'm called Master Key. You are the lock. You can't be opened by 2 or 3 keys because you become useless. But if I am the key which can open 2 or 3 locks, then I'm a master key. I'm Mr. Gabriel. Does that make sense?
So are you saying the Mr. comes from the master side of things?
Mr. means master.
Mr. means master.
Yeah, it's short for master.
Becky, why do women have a problem with being in a polygamous relationship? I mean, what is the argument for you? Why wouldn't you want your husband to have another wife?
So I'm responding as Becky, right? I'm not responding for the other women.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get perspective of like how women look at this.
So Becky is a clingy lover, right? Becky wants her man to herself. Becky wants to know that I'm the only woman having sexual relations with this man. Becky wants to know that she's the only one kissing that man. Becky wants to know that she's the only one, with this man, and not the thought of sharing.
So as a God-fearing woman,
yes,
who believes in the Bible, and after his submissions about what the Bible says and the various examples he's given of men who were really loved by God, who had several women, what do you have to say to that submission?
Submission to what?
No, he submitted. that
Moses, okay. No, that's fine. I mean, those are history lessons. It's fine. let's go through the Bible. It's a history lesson.
But the Bible
right?
is defending his position, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And you as a loyal, obedient, God-fearing woman, if Drew pointed out these...
so remember marriage...
These clauses in the Bible.
Okay, so marriage talks about, and the two shall become one. A man shall leave his mother and father and cling to his wife, and the two shall become one. So if me and the man who had decided to leave his mother and father talk about what our marriage is going to look like, and there was no mention of, I might want to add another, why then are you bringing another? And if this man who's left his mother and father to cling to me, how many people do you want to cling to? So that's where I'm coming from.
He's a master key at all. You can cling to many.
Can I come in, Becky?
Please.
Okay. It says the two shall become one flesh. If you read the Bible, the context, it's even referred to, even when Jesus was giving an illustration. I'm talking in the New Testament.
Okay, yeah.
One who sleeps with a whore, they become one. So it's talking in the context of intimacy.
Yes, in the context of intimacy.
So you become one, not necessarily with your wife, but if you sleep with another woman, you become one. So
if my husband sleeps with me, then sleeps with my nini, and other my nini,
there's a few ones.
He's becoming one with all these women.
He's a master key.
And then what? The becoming one aspect from a biblical perspective is when you get intimate, you become one.
So that's where the problem is for me, because now I'm thinking you became one with me, you want to be one with another one.
Yeah, but we are done.
And then one with another one.
Became one during the act.
During
so the one aspect. Okay.
Yes, the one aspect
is
in
the polygyny setup. To explain it is, if I become one with you and I go and become intimate with this one, I become one. The three of us are one thing. I don't want that. Wait, let me finish. That's why the Bible counts me as one. 5,000 men.
Yes.
Come back to that.
Okay. Yes.
Because spiritually, or do you get it? We are being regarded as one.
Okay.
Do you get it?
So me with my 6 women are one.
Yes. We are one. We are one thing, one flesh. That's what it describes.
No, I think Becky's problem is Becky's jealous.
Thank you.
Okay, the jealous aspect now. My foundation is the Bible, so I'll refer back to the Bible. The Bible has never referred a woman as being jealous, but as a man being jealous. Why? Because God is referred
as a jealous God.
And a man represents God in the marriage. As in, a man represents Christ, and a woman is the church.
Right.
You get it? So the church cannot become jealous to say you can't have salvation because I have salvation. Remember, a woman is the church.
Yes, the woman is the church.
Probably a certain church cannot say, no, you church, you can't go to God.
So where does the jealousy then come from? Because what Nash has said is exactly what I probably would feel, seeing my husband with another woman.
Yeah, but follow through with me.
I'm following.
The issue is the ownership.
Okay.
A woman cannot possess a man. Okay, the Bible even discourages it. The own aspect of a woman to a man is, for example, we are Zimbabweans, right? Zimbabwe is our own country.
Yes.
Collectively.
Yes. No.
You got it.
I got it.
But she's choosing
so that's
not to
the
agree.
context of a woman. That's the marriage context of the Bible. A woman can collectively own a man. So my wives, I am their only one and only. To get it.
So when the Bible says then submit to your own husband,
yes,
it could be one wife or the 3 wives.
Of the 3 wives.
It's our husband.
Yes. Just like Zimbabwe is our country. But does that mean it's one person?
Stop it.
So big.
But God is one. Churches are many. And the Bible explicitly. Yes.
I know.
It says the man represents Christ
and
the woman represents the church. That's what marriage is.
Nash, what you have to say?
No, so Becky, this issue, Drew can never bring it up.
Not right now.
I think this episode will help him.
Not right now. No. Why I say not right now is because if it was a thought in his head, mention it. Can
I
mention it?
Can I come through?
So that I know that after 5 years, you are going to bring a mine in. Me, I will be the one to even choose.
I think the system that we are in now has put men on that position. Can I come in and
to
defend
Juma
men?
you with
No, not to Juma. It's something that's, like with my friends or the people that are in my circle, they would want to tell their girlfriend, okay, they are still at the dating phase and stuff. Even I personally, I've had women that I date, right, in my lifetime. The moment I mention that I'm married or I have a wife, then everything collapses because of the system that we are growing up in. Remember, we are growing up in a monogamous system, a setup that has been put and very strict, and it shuns, or it's we are like the rebellious people. Polygynists are like, what?
So why are you doing that?
Exactly.
Okay.
So most men, I believe, they would given a platform. If we are honest, given a platform to say, baby, let's talk about this, they'll come out and they'll say. The reason why most men won't come out is, number one, their peace. Number two, it might not be worth it. The noise and the drama. So they're just like, but sometimes it comes to a point where the man is maturing, he's all getting older and there's this baby, but he doesn't want the baby outside. He feels bad about it, so he just brings out. That's when the woman plays the victim. No, but remember, when you're dating, you were the one who said, you never told me that, I don't want to hate. You never gave me the platform to say it. You never
gave me the platform. That's why I'm saying, if he's to bring it up now, and I and my husband talk about these things.
I encourage men to bring it up prior.
Thank you.
Yes.
Right.
What if you didn't have this idea in your head, and then you stumbled upon this episode, and then this episode gave you this idea, and now are you able to say it at home?
But by the book.
The episode is gonna make it easier.
But the other thing is, Becky,
is what?
These husbands, not your husband, these husbands are cheating out there. Right?
Right.
They've got like 60,000 girlfriends.
Wonderful. Thank you for bringing that up. If you remember, I said before we started recording that I've got two feelings. I'm neither here nor there about this whole plural marriage. You make it sound so nice. Plural marriages. But my thing is, if the man comes on from the onset, we are dating and you can see that you want to marry me.
That's the ideal, yeah.
Right? But une pfungwa dzekuti inibarika ndorifarira. Anditi taura neni. Mira kana idani. Taura neni anditi ka. Tikakweshana tikarovana ipapo ka. Ngatitokweshana tirovane tizive kuti uyu wandinaye izvezvi so haazvide. Utobva tasiyana nazvo. As opposed to saying, oh, okay, you don't want it. And then at the back of your mind, you are going to do it anyway. That's not fair. Yeah. So rather be with a woman that you talk to and she sort of like entertains the idea, because women these days are like, well, some of them.
I think 99.999 women don't entertain the idea.
They don't entertain the idea because of the upbringing and church and everything and all of that, right? But vakanyatso
yes, vakanyatso
and you speak to your person more like there's a possibility that this might happen. Let the woman decide, not to marry the woman. And then 5-6 years later, you're like, that's not fair.
I'm gonna ask Gabriel how he's done it, but just hearing what you just said, I don't think it's the same as just going approaching a woman and then telling her all your issues one time. She might not.
No, it's not telling issues one time. And you are in the dating phase. Do you know, you guys are talking. What are you talking about while you are dating?
Yes,
true.
There are things that you can't say off the cuff, otherwise saka better then also introduce. So when they introduce, you're not gonna get development. Like for now, like after this episode, some guys are gonna start thinking, Gabriel, now probably they have this idea. It was never there in the beginning.
Okay, so how did you approach yours? What did you do?
Like from your first wife, how did you bring up the idea that you wanted another wife?
Okay, as a point of record, Becky, for all the wives, it's never been a smooth road.
Yeah.
Because the background, like I told you. But one thing I've when I was growing up, I know humans, what we learn, we have what we call learned behavior. Everything that we do, we have learned it. I speak Shona because I had to learn it.
Yes.
The way you speak, because we speak English because we are not born speaking English. It's the same with the woman who's saying, I can't hear polygamy. It's because what she has seen women fighting and she said all that. So it's pre-programmed. At least I'm speaking for the women that I met, that are now my wives. They will be like, the moment you mention, she looks at you like, she just seeing a ghost. And
what the
like,
fuck?
are you serious?
What did you just say?
Yeah. Because the thing is, when you approach a woman, and under normal circumstances, in my case, she's going to, one way or the other, she's going to, are you married? Then most of the times I usually say, yes, I'm married, because they'll be expecting me to say, no, my wife is dead, or she's in the UK, or whatever.
There are men who are killing their wives.
Yeah, I kill, I divorce or whatever. So and then they look at me and be like, what do you mean you are married? And I'll tell them I'm happily married, but I'm interested in you. So the conversation starts.
And you don't expect him to say he's married to 5 wives. Because that already is just... They're not going to entertain you. You understand? So I'm married could be okay. The assumption is that he's married to 1.
I glitched. Sorry.
So to
my system
come
is
to
shutting
my first wife, we are very good friends. I'm very good friends with all of my wives, but we are talking in this context. You're asking about the first wife, isn't it?
Yes, the first wife.
So with my first wife, we are friends from college. We grew up together, graduated together. So we are more of best friends than our relationship is like mfeswangu.
Yes,
get it.
Blaz.
So we talk back and forth.
Okay.
And because she's someone who's very intelligent, she's very sharp. Anovunza mama questions ukuthi unonyatso notomboenda kuresearch osotsoka.
Okay.
Every time I would come, just like someone inini zvandakaita ndai advertise the idea, I would present, ndaita my presentation to her.
Okay.
In the conversation. Remember, inini ndakaita a bit late, I'll be honest. Ndakanonoka kupresenta nyaya yangu.
Okay, so while you were dating, there was no talk of this might be a possibility.
Which I advise strongly, if it's possible, to the young.
Like you can figuratively speak about these things.
Equipped, I'll be honest. So I introduced it. I think the normal So I said, I think some of my conversations, and again, baby, which is better? Supposedly, worst case scenario, I die. Would you want to find out if I've got kids, or should I tell you? And then she'll be like, where are you going with this conversation? Like, I'm just trying to find out whether you feel comfortable in me hiding certain things from you, or you just want to know the real me. Which one would you choose? Because I respect, your choice. So let's start with respecting your choice.
It's sharp. That's a good idea.
So
that's
she'll
a good
be
way
like,
of bringing.
I think I prefer the real you. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want everyone else knowing what I don't know about you.
Right.
So I'll be like, I feel like polygyny. What do you think about polygyny? So I would advertise. Then sometimes I win in those conversations, but sometimes initially I failed dismally. I think that's why I ended up writing a book, because she asked hard questions.
Okay.
And then I would go and present again after I've been equipped with information. Remember, it's learned behavior. We learn these things. And she would also go and listen to her friends, church people, and consult. And she's like, my husband is talking about, So every time when it becomes 2 turns, I would always leave the topic. It's not about fighting. I'm not trying to fight here.
Right.
But I'm presenting what I think, the perspective I have. So we'd have those kind of conversations. Then sometimes she'll be okay with it. Then all of a sudden, she's not okay with it. Then sometimes when you think we are going... Then
when she was okay with it, what would she say? What was the response?
She'd be like, I would prefer you being an honest man. I don't want to stay with someone and my things in the closet and stuff like that. And I don't want your relatives knowing things that I don't know. I would rather know you first. I would rather be intimate with you first than you having to. So if you have to come out clean.
When you married her, did you know you were going to get into this polygamous setup?
I evolved, honestly. I didn't.
Tanga.
When I say evolved, I learned. Look, not kuti zvakangotanga.
Okay.
When I say I evolved, initially she always laughs at me, because even in college, nangandiri I don't know what you call them these days, but back then times maholi than dawaya.
All right.
Ana brother waya ukuthi
Ana brother, Holy
ukandihaga
Ghost.
watondingoresa ukandikisa watondisvibisa, you know, that kind of
Right.
that's the kind of guy I was, you know. And she always knows the way you've turned out, it's so crazy, you know. So I didn't really see it like the way I am now. As in, if you're asking, is it how I saw it? No, I didn't. Even when I got when I was blessed with my second wife, I didn't think could see
Becky, we can't keep doing this, Becky.
You know what? It's growing on me. Okay, it's going to take some time. You have already accepted it because you're a man. Yeah, the master key, the padlock is still like, wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah.
Which key opened me right now? So, after how many years in marriage did you then introduce
my second wife?
Yeah.
I think 7 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
7 years.
I'm trying to think like for your first wife. Was it more like? Was there the question? Am I not complete? Am I not enough?
Yes. That's the lie. You know, that's the other lie. Because
It's a lie?
It is. And I advise every man and woman out there, being a polygynous setup does not mean my wife is lacking. That's a serious, terrible lie. I hate it with a passion. Men cheat or have other wives not because there's a problem with this other wife. You could have the most beautiful woman like Hellberry being cheated on. You know that, right?
As Shaddai said, men are polygamous by nature.
By nature? Yeah.
If you look at it traditionally, they are polygynous. Our own traditions, if you look history, if you go in the Bible, priests, not modern priests in the Bible, they were polygynous. The Hannah and Penina stories, those were married to priests, the ladies.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's only in the modern day aspect. Now, when it was designed, I'm not going to say because it's
Yeah.
I don't want to upset certain individuals, but it was a design that was put in place politically initially to say men are not supposed to marry. Let's just put this in the church and let's just push this agenda.
Wait a minute. Are you saying at the introduction of the gospel, or like when missionaries came into Africa and all of that to preach the gospel?
It's as modern as that. Monogamy is as modern as it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was not as easy because if you read your history, that everything is in the book actually. If you read in your history and if you do your own research, the first Christians resisted it. They resisted monogamy doctrine.
They resisted it because they were used to
remember, if you go back in history, Catholic history, I didn't want to mention, but anyway, for the sake of learning, Catholic priests used to marry. Did you know they used to be polygynous?
No, Anafata.
Yes, Mafata used to have many wives. And then a law was introduced to say, Mafata parukufa parukuita hereditary, wachitora ma buildings one and stuff. No, kuti ti preserve wealth ye Roma. Ngatichi wati ngavasarora. This has nothing to do with the Bible. It's a political thing.
But I think my priest, you know, like they end up sodomizing young boys. So maybe they should
be allowed to marry.
Yeah, they should be allowed to marry because where are they releasing?
The issue now, they are releasing, no offense, but I've Catholic friends. They are releasing to the nuns. That's why. They've got kids. No, they've got kids.
No.
I mean, Becky, do your research.
But it makes
I'm
sense.
not going to say names.
I've always thought about it, and I was just like, these men, how strong are they?
They are not.
For them
They are humans.
to be, yeah.
And
I was thinking masturbation, right? But then
there
I
comes
thought,
a point where
then you see a nun,
the
a
real thing is
sister
important.
Mary Gladness.
Yeah, she's got
obviously
kids.
you'd be like, yo.
You can't masturbate for that long.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know.
Huh?
Like I'm saying, I wouldn't know.
I know.
My thoughts were just there.
So if you do your like I told you, if you do your research, you will find out that it was not an easy thing. The church resisted it initially.
Okay.
And the Catholic priests, some of them were persecuted big time because they didn't want to release their wives and what when it was introduced. But now it's normal. It's almost like a scenario where by 10 years from now, you're trying to explain I'm trying to explain to my son that we used to resist sodomy. And she's like, what do you mean? It's normal. I mean, I can just marry my man.
Imagine, yeah.
There's some, in a Christian setup, we are still resisting it, isn't it? But in some secular sectors, it's now normal. You actually
for another day.
Yes.
So if we deal with all of them at once,
what's fascinating for me is the profile of his wives. In the rural areas, it's not unheard of for the local businessman to have several wives.
Okay, it is actually required of him. People will be like, "I'm married," so he can afford to have that many wives.
But looking at Gabriel now, Gabriel is an Ebonite,
right?
And his all his wives, 2 of them have degrees. The other, they're all learned women. These are not your rural women who are probably married off to pay a debt. Or
They get in knowing what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah. So it's very fascinating for me. How do you convince a very educated lady this is what we are doing now? And
I think
I think
the juju in it is just to be brave and at the back of your head to know that she might probably come around. Can I tell you something, Becky, that I've noticed that happens?
Okay.
My wife is 30, probably I'm 40, maybe 32, and I introduce this. The most immediate response is like, I'm going to leave you. I'm leaving you. That's what men most fear. Men, naturally, they want their family.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? If you are that kind of a man, like the man in the Elders Council, you say, go. She'll come around. That's why you see most women, sorry to say this, Becky, but that's why you see most women that divorce their husband after they find their husband cheating. They go and become a second wife or a side chick.
Look at, it doesn't make sense.
So if men are just bold enough to say, baby, if on condition that you're not going to become a side chick to someone, or a second wife, because you are saying I've got this one, because it doesn't make sense.
You are just going to be what you are saying no to.
And this is what monogamy is caused. Because what happens is you'll find most men, they really, really want their families being together, their kids being together. It's innate. If I'm speaking for myself, it's an innate thing. You want your kids together. You want your women together. I enjoy my women doing things together. I'm telling you.
How did you get? Okay, so
like
when
this
I
whole
heard
thing they do about organizing food, kitchen, buying things for kids. I'm telling you.
Do they have their own homesteads, or you are staying with all of them?
We are staying at the same house.
In the same house. Is it a compound or it's like one big house? We any room.
It's a big house, bedrooms, each with their own bedroom.
That's why I said he's a legend.
In their own bedroom, the girls in their own bedroom, the boys in their own bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you take turns? Because wife number one is there. You're saying she's your friend. Like with
all
the
of
way
them
you
are my friends.
Okay, but with the way you described your first wife, it's as if the intimacy has sort of like dwindled. It's no longer as hot and steamy as it was before. Or it's better.
It's better actually. I wish she was here to say it for herself. That's what she says. It's better.
So why is it legend?
Do you know why it's better?
Yes, these 5 women in one.
Denny, do you know why it's better? To answer Becky, do you know why it's better? If you are doing exercises, Denny, if you are running 100 meters every morning, and then I'm not doing exercises, and then we go on a 100-meter lap, who do you think is going to run faster?
The one who's been exercising.
I'm not talking about exercise, I'm talking about sex.
Hey, Joe. Schedule, I made a
What?
I'm not talking about running. That's what I was saying. How do you take turns?
Right. It's getting personal, I guess.
Okay, maybe you can generalize it.
I'll generalize it. So what happens is one of the things I learned with polygyny is don't bring expectation. So timetables and all that brings expectation and disappointment. So we've created a scenario whereby I can just show up anytime.
So it's you who goes to them. They don't come to
either
you.
Way. So if my wife wants sex, probably in the morning,
or
in the afternoon, or in between work.
So
She says, come and pick me up.
So what if after work they all want?
Huh?
What if after work they all want? The day was that exciting. No, because listen. You're the one who chose this path, obviously, because you knew you were able to take care of the wives. You knew you were able to take care of the family. But then there's those intimate emotional needs. And you are one man who also has emotional, intimate needs. Yeah. Surely you can't be meeting all of the needs intimately and emotionally for 5 women.
Women, you know that women adjust to the husband, right? They
adjust to the man.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know that it does not stop facially kufanana, even sexually, in the way the man is? I'm talking about normal marriages. I'm not talking about chaotic marriages. I'm talking about normal marriages.
Okay, right.
So it does not only mean the faces, but like the woman takes the form of the man.
Mannerisms and emotions, okay.
And everything. So it's also part to do with that. That's why I'm sure not ultimately my elders would ask them, kuti murume kana sekuru wangu wangu so lost the sexual drive. You find kuti mbuyo anoguma wangu adjust to that.
Kuti hando zviripo.
Biologically or kana wangu ine high mbuyo anogwa akatojairo high. You get what I'm saying? So having put that into context, number one, and to answer your question, supposedly which is rare because remember today monthly stoppage.
Yes,
you miss all those functions. Saka it's actually when our pawanengwa outside the country, our are available. You get it? So anengwa available kana wari too, like I told you, if you read in the book of Solomon, Songs of Solomon, the ladies, they say we go into his chambers, into Solomon's chambers. So
okay. Talking about chambers. Yes. So do the 5 of them sometimes come to your chambers?
Yes.
Oh, that's fine. But
this is not possible? Something like abnormal. But look, guys, Gabriel, if we are watching R&B videos where a man is probably half naked in the look, they are not. It's not like they are creating anything new. They are just taking it from Songs of Solomon. The ladies are saying, "We get into your not I get into your." But are you able to? And how many ladies did Solomon have?
So Denny,
Gabriel,
are we saying he's having 3 sums with his wife, 4 sums? What are we saying?
This is more like 6 sums.
And he's saying, look, "Come on, guys." Huh? Why are you acting like it's something new?
Exactly.
Gabriel,
that's what I'm saying. And also, do you know, Kuti, I'm not talking about perversion.
Yes.
Please,
we get you.
That.
We get
perversion can be between 2.
Well, maybe listen. I get you. I don't know about this.
Yeah. So even for the audience out there, I'm not talking about perversion. You get it? If you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just talking about righteously being one.
Right. Please don't use words like that.
You know why I'm asking about satisfying 5 women in one go? Because if you are not satisfying all of them, some are gonna go astray, right?
Yeah.
And then they're gonna do their things, right, on the side. So I'm saying, like, if you are with 5 women, how realistically can you please 5 women?
Do you know men are logical, women are emotional?
Yes.
Women have sex emotionally. So I make sure I satisfy them emotionally. The act is just a plus. So I'm supposed to be the best. I should every day I have to give them a reason not to. I cannot control them, but I have to give them a reason not to cheat.
Because
so what do I do? Do you know what? Women
he sounds like he's like, I've studied this thing, guys. Let me tell you.
I've got
women.
Women are a beautiful thing. They are like violin or guitar, if I may put it that way. So a guitar, if you play it nicely, nice music. Even popular musicians like Alec Macheso, Jabreza, it's the guitar.
I was thinking maybe you're going to take it more to like Tony Braxton.
Exactly.
Spanish guitar.
You play them nicely. The music is nice. You play them wrongly.
Yeah,
the music is
terrible.
It's terrible. It's like fire. You can cook food, nice food, but it can cook you. That's how women are. That's how we should see women. So I would rather be on the side where it cooks me food. I'd rather be on the Tony Braxton side. So here's the thing. What do I do? Just some hints. Those little things that we overlook. You know, for example, with my wives, let's talk about the first one, representing the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been married to her I've been with her for more than 19 years, I think.
Okay.
But I treat her like she's my girlfriend. Intentionally, I treat her like she's my girlfriend. Does that make sense? I don't settle. I know my wife is beautiful, so probably when she drives out or something, she's bound to meet some man. So in my mind, I consciously do things for her that when she meets another guy, she's supposed to frown. Because I've already done my part. The little things, the roses, writing a letter on a pillow, writing the messages, those little things. I think they are.
Don't you feel like you're working overtime because you have to like write five notes? Everything is by 5, or they each have their own love language that you also have to then satisfy, Baba.
Yes, women are different. They're not the same. It's a lie to just blanketize women. Women are different, way different. There are women, for example, in my case, my first wife is, she's an introvert, if I may put it that way.
Okay.
For example, she's not a club person, if I may put it that way. She wants quiet environments, quality time, that kind of thing.
Right.
My last wife, she's very energetic.
I'm sure obviously she's the youngest.
Like energy, she wants to go out, she wants to be with people, she's a people space. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So you have to have that balance. I can't be saying everything is the same because I've gone to the club with this one, let's go to the club. Because I'm going to the picnic with this one, it doesn't work that way. So it's not working over time, it's just managing. Remember, you're just managing your thing. So this one wants this, do it at a certain time. My second wife loves those sing-alongs and what, concept thing.
Right.
So we do that thing when she wants to do it. This one wants this, so we do that thing. Because remember, in this setup, I also have a relationship, a personal relationship with each and one of them. So I have to blend them.
I want to know what wife number 3 said when you were approaching her and said, I've got 2 wives, but I want to make you the 3rd.
Thank you for asking. She's always saying that. What she said is, I'm surprised you are very honest. Because the boyfriend or the guy was asking her out then, she said, I know he's lying to me and it makes me mad, but I haven't confronted. But you are probably the first person I've met to ask them directly and you say you are married. And probably that's how I got a bit of points.
So you're saying that's how you got points because you were honest about I'm married.
Yeah. She was like, this is strange. It was strange language because it was like, are you married? Yet she knew. She had done her research and what. But she's asking me, yet she knows. So when I said, yes, I'm married, she was like, what?
Okay,
and then you're going to lie to me. So
okay, and then now
so
at this point,
you don't lie.
She knows she's getting into this polygamous setup.
No, they don't do that, the women.
Okay.
It's an ongoing conversation. They'll be like, no, so they start asking questions. How am I going to, they are not going to be acceptable. She has this perception about this first wife, a wrong perception. So it's all in the how you're going to, like I said, present it to her until the dissertation is approved.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've always imagined that people who do this sort of thing, you have to have a certain amount of money. You have to be wealthy because women cost money. They're not the cheapest creatures out there. So does that mean you yourself, you're very well wealthy to be able to sustain 5 women, first of all?
I wouldn't consider myself material. You're talking about material wealth.
Money.
Yes,
Money.
I wouldn't. I don't think polygyny is structured in cash or money per se. It's in the leadership, how you lead the women. How do you manage?
I've never seen a homeless person with 3 wives.
Yes, or a poor man
follow me through.
with 3 wives.
Money is good. Money is good. Yes. It's good for romance. It's good for everything. It looks good. Obviously, you can't say I love you when you have a smelly mouth and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying for you, I don't think women are kept by cash or money per se.
They're kept by what?
Because if they were kept by cash, Bill Gates should not be divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get where I'm coming from? So it's not money that keeps a woman in a marriage. It is the thing that you do to the woman.
But money is important.
I'm getting there. So it is the things that you do to the woman. That's why it's a design God made even for the poor guy. Now, I want to answer. I'm going to go back to what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with this dynamic, okay, you need to be a man of means. You get it? No woman wants to go to a man of no means.
Yeah.
And no woman wants to go to a man who doesn't have a vision. I bet there are people, women that have gotten into marriage believing what believe is one face near vision. So in Indo gonna believe is a 2 or 3 with a man as fire, and the fire. These are women we are talking about. So it does not necessarily mean money is good, but that's not the primary thing that keeps a woman.
But Denny, mkura wabati mshongera.
Anzi mshongo shina kusasa chokwadi.
Ambashtu shayo.
I mean, because I don't know how, I don't see how, 5 women.
Yeah, and it's not just, it's urban women. You understand what I'm saying? These are like 5 Beckies.
5
These are like 5 Beckies. One Becky is a problem to convince.
No,
yes.
Even
but
5
Beckies
Beckies, 5 women are not easy. I'm telling you.
No, I mean, one is difficult.
So why?
And also what chuku futu wana machukisto.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Can I see a picture?
Okay.
Big mas pegi kama chukisto.
Sadaro gadi. Sadaro.
So I think, like, for example, let me tell you about the drama. Women are dramatic. We all agree, right? Men. I'm talking about men. Beg, you can keep quiet, but men.
No, we are dramatic.
Women are very dramatic, right? So if you're a polygamous man, these are the things that unokurumbiza with a thick skin, or should I say crocodile skin? So you are a loving guy, but you are very firm. So when they do all this, because women, Peggy, should I say?
No,
this?
go on. I mean, like,
In
I'm
front
here.
of a woman, women are very dramatic. I strongly believe most of the times they don't even realize what they want or what they like.
That's very true.
Okay, so you have to go beyond that drama and be their covering. You get what I mean? You should act it in such a way that they come back to you and say, but you know what? Yeah, you're a man. Otherwise, we could have gone that direction, but you kept us going there. Thank you for doing that.
No, but Nina, that's fine. Into my questions, Ango.
Okay.
I want to know. So I know you guys are discussing this before I was in here. You spoke about the 3 Psalms, the 5 Psalms, right? No, I want to know this. So does he satisfy all his wives? Like, how do you satisfy 5 women? Like, what are you taking?
Which brand of coffee are you taking? And where can we get it?
Sorry.
I don't want coffee. What are you drinking?
Wow.
Okay, I'm not drinking.
Who's your supplier?
At the moment, sincerely speaking and honestly speaking, obviously they are beautiful. That's why I said, I have to always be on top of my game, because they compete out there.
No, you.
I don't take any supplements at the moment.
No, that's fine. You don't take supplements.
Yeah. That's not
true.
You've
got 5 women that are pretty.
I don't. Honestly.
No. Nash, are you gonna let this thing slide?
That what?
I'm not taking any supplements.
I'm not.
Standard.
Can I answer you? Can I answer you, Nash? Can I answer you, Nash? Men to men. Okay. Warume tikapiwa cover every day. Inoti dark. Naturally. Saka imi. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I mean
it's the Denny J show.
Asika noru kuchika salad mdara. You can go. You get what I mean?
Salad.
No, big. Remember.
No, I'm saying Ndukunzwa where he's coming from. Most men they struggle. Kumba. Why am I not? And school that jacked up. I think most men in this room they will agree with me. Ukata sex wapedza kuclimaxa. Andika? Ukaona umwe mukadzi ari different inomira. Asukapiwa iwe ku second round.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So here's the deception. Most women wanoya ovati bekano yakwandiri ovati Gabe murume wangu nhasi anonoka to come. But kunonoka kwaaitaka ndekuti atomborowa, because asina kurowa ndiye anowanzokurumbidza. That's how you invert it. You follow?
Okay, yeah.
Saka, you should, ndakupa my notes, but you should know kuti murume achipedza, as long as you are different.
Ndakupa my notes.
As long as you are
women now going.
As long as you are a different woman, biologically that's how a man is wired. Ukamudzokorodza iye kuti dzokera apa. Hadzokeri.
It will be like achimbomira.
Anoto struggle. You do everything. You look for baby oil, what trying to get it. You look for jumpers.
Baby oil.
Jumpers, but give him another one. Immediately after.
To like, whoa.
100 degrees.
So Gabu, another
men are wired that way. So to answer Nash what he's saying, 5. These are not 5
same
identical.
Identical, I mean? Yeah.
They are different.
So Gabu, also you have,
and also, sorry, Nash, to just finish. Like I said, I'm Tinashe, so that's why I'm sort of. So and also pandata ora beki pandata. I'm not talking about 100 mile. You get it. Makambonzwa saying a married man ne bachelor. Chances are mskana anogonotorwa ne married man. Experience ka. A married man ukakompita beki ukafimbwa ne married man in another world. A married man and a bachelor. Usingazi kuti uyari married uyasiri. You get it? Usingazi beki.
Yeah.
Unotora a married man naturally because he's experienced. Anokuchuna nice than what a bachelor would.
And anokuchuna nice.
That's why most girls tend to fall for married men naturally. It's a fact.
So another question now, right? Are you not scared that your wives will cheat on you? Because there's no way you can satisfy them equally. So surely as pane wanambo budam saga.
With my wives.
Yeah.
So what I do with my wives, like I said, number one, on my part I try to be the best man in their lives so that they maintain that language you are my one and only. It's something that I work on. I see overtime here. But it's not overtime. It's something that I intentionally do. I have to make sure. Do you know if I can show you my phone? My phone, I read for a day in this I love you to my wife. I don't want to get so
all of them.
That.
So you send. So when you send to one, you go, I love you.
But wait. If you ever, no, you know what? I don't know if the men are going to persecute me.
Okay.
But ukaenda pa WhatsApp ye murume. Inengene waskana 20 wakanza I love you. It's no more to a guy. It's not something that's outside there.
Okay.
I love you all.
You get what I mean?
I love you all.
If you watch this video which talks about men and women, the dynamic, I forgot the name of the guy.
Okay.
I think it through Munozo Inyora.
All right.
There's a guy who speaks about the difference in the brain. They say the brain of a man is in compartments.
Oh yes,
you know that
and
video,
then the
right?
woman's brain is like jumbled up.
It's jumbled up.
Now
let's put that into the context of romance.
When I'm with you, I'm with you.
A woman is jangled. You are just ndiwe. That's why they don't get it. What do you mean? A man's is animal compartments. Box my wife Elizabeth. Ndakarizadza here. Box tanatswa rakazara here. Box maita rakazara here. Box maka. Do you get what I'm saying? Because we are logical beings. We don't make decisions by emotions. Men are logical beings. They can think through things. Women, everything is just jangled up. According to the science.
Yeah. So in your book, Why Plural Marriages, you wrote a statement. You said, revealing truths that break cycles of brainwash. Yeah. Are you brainwashed up and down?
Okay, maybe I should have said monogamy brainwash.
Okay.
Do you know mono? Mono means one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know one? The word one, the English translation of the word one is from Greek. But Greek is very specific. It talks about mono means one. Pas means one, right? Mia means one. And then protos means one. If you do your research.
Okay.
So Greek is more specific. One. So I'm talking about the mia. When it says mia jain, right? In Greek. This is the first. Okay? Then mono means exclusively. Monogamy means exclusively. Do you get it? But in the context of the Bible, if you go to 1 Timothy 3, if a man wants to be a bishop or a leader, he should be a man of Mia Jain. Mia, M-I-A, the Greek word, means he should be a man of first wife. Meaning kuti is correlation in scripture kuti kana wakagona kuchengeta your first wife and you have all these other wives, you deserve to be a leader. And this is if you
Oh come on.
Yes.
Oh come on. Oh come on. Denny, what are you doing?
So if wait, let me finish on this one. But then the people don't read and people don't do their own research. So you go to Swaziland, you go to our cultures, got in the background, a leader, a king, a chief, anditika anofana aito recommend kuti achengete first wife wanonzi wahosi. Vanenge vatone a certain level yawo. You understand what I mean? Saka ndoiri kutaurwa naPaul kuti kana first
if you've
wife,
managed to keep your first wife,
yes,
not kuti you've got one
it
wife.
Means unoziva the dynamic of leading people, because women in itself ritori basa. Saka kana waripo wari 5, you can be a leader.
So my versions are not he husband to one wife are not correct versions.
Kuti is one wandataura kuti mukawerenga ma Greek version anoto separate one ari kutaurwa. Ndosaka kuti ukawerenga from the
okay,
from
and
the
they're
original
talking of
text.
if your first
Yes.
wife.
Zvakafanana the own yandataura here. Kuti ukatotarisa Greek inototaura own ari kutotaura collectively na own we husband wekuti you own ownership you are my. Because remember the Bible in 1 Corinthians 11:8 rinoti a woman cannot hakuna munonzi murume wemunhu. You know. Asi kune mukadzi wemunhu. So a woman cannot possess.
You know what?
Yes.
Ndevamwari.
Wanhu ndevamwari. Thank you Nash. Wanhu ndevamwari.
I like how he quotes the
Munhu
Bible
aitwa naMwari.
No. He is bringing out scriptures that we were taught, scriptures that have defined why we say yes to monogamy.
Yeah.
Right? And no to the polygamous setup. But the way he is breaking it down is not the way it was taught to us.
True.
Then it takes me back to the statement he said, no, in the beginning, that's why Moses ended up telling people, okay, if you don't want to be with your wife, chimuramba, ompa a letter of divorcement. But in the beginning, it was not like that because you hardened your hearts. Sakanda kuti it's okay, divorce and all in all. Then he also mentioned about, Christianity coming in and forcing Africans then to say one husband, one wife, right? And then the scripture, if you're going to be a leader in the church, we grew up literally reading that scripture, but never breaking it down the way he said it. Kuti no, one is first wife, not kuti husband to one wife.
Not to in the context when Mary went on the first day, it is the same word no shandiswa. But when Mary went on the one day, which day?
Okay.
So it's the same thing ukawerenga context you got one wife. What to change a context? But they were intentional because remember monogamy was pushed into the church. So when they were doing this translation, they were very intentional. They would make my words very subtle so that our generation, when we read now, ndinombona mama pastors which I encourage kuti vanoti have my hard copies because as we all know the Bible is being continuously
reprinted,
being tampered around with it. My versions aramba chingowanda achichinja, but if you go ukaramba uchita go back into history and inoramba chita clearer it's making sense.
So are you saying the one wife and they are Christians, they are depriving themselves of what God permitted to happen?
I am saying God created, in my belief system, I believe God created 3 different kinds of men. One who can marry like the Pauls.
Oh, yes.
One we have one like the Ananias, and the rest.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Saka and the school and now the problem that I have now is as akata sapoya momuti ngarore by ginya momiti sa white wedding.
Ashite.
You can't even take care of.
They can't. Yes.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
And he is a messed up because naturally he's created this. What do they call them?
A eunuch.
A eunuch. You get what I mean? Then anororo one kune warumo sure, but this is a very very small
percentage. Yes.
You get it? Washoma. The most aspect they have to represent the church and God. So are
you saying avo vane vakadzi 4-5 are representing the church and God?
Yes.
Based on everything that you have said, the descriptions and the examples that you gave us of the 10 virgins, Solomon, Moses, Abraham,
David
anonziwa kutadzira Mwari kuchita. You know kumets.
What is cheating?
Oh, thank you.
Yes, and
cheating.
Who is cheating at this point?
All right. Cheating is kupinda mu maths exam ne calculator iro rakanzi no calculator. So what I'm saying is publicly wakapfeka ring iri kuti monogamy apa uri kudya side. That's cheating.
My humans.
Inini I'm not cheating.
Oh, so you don't wear a ring?
My rings, do you know, is something very recent? And do you know how rings were introduced? Do your own research. Akanzi, because the church was resisting the wearing of rings. Wachita hazvisi scripture. Where in the Bible do you see a man wearing a ring besides the king's signet?
The signet, yeah.
Nothing to do with marriage or white wedding. There's nothing like that. Wakadzi waitopfeka manose ring kuratidza ownership kuti you belong to Nash. You get it?
Right.
Mukadzi ndiye anoita belong to a man because it's ibhuri yanash.
No, but I mean,
now, when the church was resisting the wearing of rings, how did the politicians introduce it? Mukazoita, do your own research. You see, wakati my rings because of war. This was in 1940 something.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. They said because there's war, muruma akafa tuda kuma identify kuti is he married or not married. Saka they should wear a ring because when he's dead he can't speak.
That's how they started.
That's how it started. Just like a flower bouquet. Flower bouquet is because one gezi back then, so they used to put those flowers so kuti mukadzi smeuka mvura yanga isingatambi wena. But now it's one wakukanda and they get all excited, but they don't do research. Let me give you another one. Ma window tinomavhura parufu, but
I know that one, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because tenzi mvura ma window nema colonizers,
yes,
right?
But
it's naturally.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying humans do certain things without even asking why. That's why I wrote the why, because I'm answering all those why.
Nashi was saying?
I told my wife that I don't think I will be wearing a ring. And
but you don't think you'll be wearing a ring?
No, because I can't wear a ring. Why? I'm married, but for ring the edgy.
To show that you are married.
You're not going to war where you might die.
No. Are you not opening up yourself to Gabriel type of behavior?
No, but go ring a gag.
But like he said,
yeah.
It's a fact.
No, I think it's also like a trap. Because when women see your hand, it's not chino. Oh, he's a single guy.
No. Women,
no. I'm saying, like women will be like, hey, listen, I wanna.
Can I go biology, Becky? Allow me to go biology. In nature, females, animals. I'm talking about lions, antelopes and stuff. My females anoenda kune lion. Irukudiwa ne mama females, correct?
Yes.
It's a biological thing that females are drawn.
Oh, so you're saying
to another female who are drawn to. It's not the opposite.
So if women want this man,
all married men can come on this show and they can like, testify with me. The moment they put a ring, attention one, because it's a natural thing.
Does it not then take you back to what you said, Kuti ukapfimbwa ne murume akarora? It comes natural that women will agree because of the experience, the responsibility, and all of that.
If I was going to look for a job here, you're going to ask me for experience. So if it's logical like that, you need experience. When it comes to marriage, yet it's more reasonable to have an experience because they benefit you.
So the brainwash here you are saying is to the people who are not giving this polygamous plural marriage a chance.
Yes.
Plural marriage sounds all right, right?
You know what? He just made it sound nice. Why plural? Sorry. Let me behave myself. So you are saying to those who are not giving plural marriages a chance, they should consider it.
They should consider, number one.
What's the benefit of it? Because everything that we do, we check the pros, the cons, and what is God saying.
I think
if you're a Christian, you are not checking, and then the families that are involved also. I cannot imagine a doctor of a mother. Story about how he got all the wives and all, and my question was basically on the first wife. Who's number one? Wacho, I didn't say how is she. She can say no, I told you bo. Get one of my pictures. A bullet. Like you are really beautiful. But the question that we all had in here was in the bedroom. Did it change? Did it get better? What happened?
It got better.
You lie.
I'm serious.
Okay. So you actually look forward to having him?
Sure. I'm not a bitter woman. I'm not. I think I'm the most free woman in the whole world.
The most free woman in the whole world. Yeah.
Yeah, and check it. I'm not fussy. I'm not. And see, curious because anangana phone. I think that's, to me, I think that's a jail for women.
It's a prison for women, auntie.
Yeah.
So if he was to bring another one, what's your thought?
I mind.
What's that? She said, what's that? Huh?
You don't mind?
I think she don't mind.
She doesn't mind.
I don't mind.
You actually go and get her.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. True. Why? Yeah.
No.
Are the other ladies with you? Are the other wives with you?
Yes, they are.
Oh my gosh, they're together.
Gabriel has cracked the code. Let's see.
They're together.
Gabriel has cracked the code, bruh. Nash. Gabriel's on to something.
They are together. And you guys get along.
How does it
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Don't.
Look, she's hugging the other one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This can't be me,
on the
guys.
camera. Well, let's see on the phone then. I don't have.
Danny, you should.
Let's
Now
see.
you should see this one. My husband got yo. All right.
Gabriel's the king.
This is. You know what?
Why you hold your mouth?
No, ndikungovhunduka because when we talk about nyaya dzebarika, polygamy and all, atinzwe nyaya dzakanaka about it. That's why we shun it and we don't even want to talk about it. But I'm looking at you ladies. You look like you get along very well. My sister wives. Where are
the others?
This is.
Where are the others, Becky?
They are there.
Where are they? I don't see them on the screen. Bring them on the screen.
Can they come into the
What's
picture?
it?
Look at that. That one is
Nice.
that one looks like she's a problem. This one. We are never brave. She's a problem. That one. This one goes dirty. This one, other time it is dirty.
Exactly.
Oh, daddy.
Gabriel is inspired.
Oh gosh, where's the other one?
Nash, are you inspired?
Another one, I think she had like locks.
Gilas, are you inspired?
This is good, gentlemen. This is good.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
it's not that it's a gentleman. Gentleman.
You guys, you should get your what do you call this?
We should get.
Becky,
You should
tilt it
go.
so that the camera can Becky.
All right. No, that's okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
they can hear
for
you.
taking
They can
time
hear you.
as-
They can hear you.
Yeah.
So ladies,
Okay.
Hold on. Before you go.
you definitely can't see me, but I'm behind the mic. So I want to know who lasts longer in bed. I'm 45 up. Who goes the longest?
Gabu Chibaba.
I know your husband is
Mdarawedu. Dibaba Gabu Dibaba.
Let me hand you back to your husband. Let me hand you back to your husband.
Where's Maita?
Anna baby.
Anzana baby.
Wanna baby.
Hey, Anzana baby.
Okay, guys, cheers.
Becky, are you not inspired?
You know what? Listen.
This could be Drew.
Listen, never. I said no. Baby, if you are watching.
Drew.
No, but look at it from the other side.
What other side?
I'm here. She's not bored.
So what she said, okay, obviously
I'm
you
here.
guys
She's
are going
not
to
bored.
hear.
She's not like, where are you? What are you doing? Because
that's what she said. She said, I'm the most free woman in the world. I don't check his phone. I don't think about who he's with or who he's talking to because I know he's mine.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm his.
This could be you, Becky.
no, it cannot. And it will not be me because I know myself. I know myself. And if my husband was thinking about doing this, he must take that thought far away from his mind.
So Becky, I mean, so you are saying Drew should just go and cheat outside?
No, Drew mustn't cheat because when Drew met me, he told me, I want to wife you. I want you to be my wife. And I will be your husband. Just the two of us.
The lady you spoke to, she is my wife, and I am her husband.
But you're also Maita's husband.
Yes,
but it doesn't stop her from being
stop
her wife.
No. What
the fuck am I saying?
No, I'm not buying it. It's not happening.
Yeah, I know.
I'm happy it's working for you. Like I said, there are setups where this thing is really working, and I can see them. They are happy in those homes. They are happy in those marriages. The first wife welcomes the second, the third, the fourth, and all of that. But fire. But then there are some setups where it has been forced on women, and tinaba kuma prayer meeting. So it's not a nice setup to hear when it's forced on you.
But
like for me, like right now, if my husband was to bring someone, and force her.
Are you not forcing your husband not to? Is that not
to accept?
No. It's things that we have spoken about.
No.
That we have.
But like I told you, the system doesn't allow men to openly say this.
No. I don't think it's a system. I think it's some women.
It is a system
created by who?
I told you. Like I just told you.
Society.
So these women.
This is something that's designed for people. Remember, it was political. Men are not supposed to have many wives and many kids. They are supposed to limit my populations. How do you limit a population? You tell men to stop. Paul, the apostle Paul, prophesied it. He says, in the last days, men are going to be forbidden to marry. Marriage is polygyny, not monogamy. Which marriage setup is being prohibited?
It's the polygamous setup.
Yes,
I understand that. But I am not going to agree to say polygamy must be done in this way or must be done in that way. What I am saying is, if the conversation was not brought up in the beginning, just leave it alone. Because now I feel like you're going to force it on me.
But people develop, right?
People develop. Yeah. So let's talk about it.
Yeah,
but if you feel like your blood,
you're not giving it a chance because he's too scared to bring it up.
Yes, and for the sake of your peace.
Okay, my husband is not scared to bring it up because we talk about things like
but
this.
You've already threatened him.
You've threatened him.
I didn't
like
threaten
him. You threatened him countless times. I feel for him right now.
In this episode alone.
In this episode, he was like, and you'll be like, and you do your thing, but you know, I'm coming home and don't ever, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So you know, you are just representing women. You know, right, I'm not talking. But so most women, they do that to their husbands, and here I am looking at you. I'm like, oh, maybe for the sake of peace and happiness, let me just not talk about this topic. But look, so you can't look. Men are not cats. The popular saying, they say men are dogs. How do you put a ring on a dog, then you claim it's a cat. It doesn't work.
Yeah, because cats are like more on the... I get what you're saying.
You get it. But you have a lot of dogs that are wearing rings. So
okay, it's not proper.
But they are being called cats.
No.
Cats in this context, I'm saying monogamy.
Yes.
They are not cats. They are dogs.
But I'm saying
Not in
for
a bad
men...
Correct? Not in a bad way.
For men who know kuti they cannot deal with one woman.
Yes.
Gavagare vataura.
but
Just a good example. It's a no.
It's a no.
How
But
do I bring the topic?
No,
Which is what
taura.
Teta no is.
Nditi no. Taura. Let me say no.
Look, Denny, I like the way she has responded. Do you remember what Patambo Taura Payakuti women? I like women. This is exactly what happens with my women. Where they are all over the place, they scream about things that they don't really know if they want it, they like it.
Yeah.
So if you are femme and you say we are going this direction, they thank you later. This is an advice. It's a side advice to men.
Drew, you can hear what he said.
Can you leave Drew out of this? Can you leave
this
Drew?
This is between me and Drew.
But you follow what I mean? If you are femme and you say baby, in a loving way, I'm not saying this in a I'm not trying to break families.
Yes.
But I'm saying in a loving way. And you say, baby, right now I see you are very emotional. Let's leave this topic. I didn't know it was going to affect you in this way. Let's leave.
But
you've already planted the seed. Do you get it? It's just that most women, they don't give a day to even start that topic. And for the sake of peace and for the sake of happiness, if women would want to be honest with themselves and they go to their husband and say, baby, I want a video, but tell me your mind. I promise not to overreact, even though she's going to overreact. But if she says something like that, the men will come out. Most men, do you know, Denny, you can agree with me. Most men, we don't usually come out, right? We bottle things up. We deal with things. Men, it's men's nature.
That's why
most men are not usually out there talk. We don't even have a men's movement or men's rights.
That's why suicide amongst men is very high.
But if you allow men to open up, if you allow a man to open up, be himself, most men, I'm telling you, it will make life easier.
Are you going to allow Drew to open up?
I think I allow Drew to open up. We talk about stuff. It's not like we don't talk about stuff.
Look at the horror it brings to a man. He's got another woman that he loves. In another compartment of his head.
Yes. In the compartment.
He loves this woman. There's a baby or two babies there. Right? Every time he comes home, he thinks of them, he loves them. Not because he's taking anything away from you. But somehow he feels like
they should be here.
They should be here. Or at least even if they're not staying together. But maybe one day, it's a man's desire to just see his kids in a park, his wives just talking.
So to the guys who
that's
know,
why you see all those musical videos. They are not a coincidence. Why is that man sing with women?
I like how he keeps bringing out the music videos.
No, because they are painting a picture. They are painting a message.
What picture they painting?
You can see
a man should have.
And why are the women in the video?
Or it's okay
if it's
for
so
a
horrific,
man.
why are the women in the video? Why do women?
These are women who have agreed to that setup.
But it's okay.
Not every woman who agrees to that setup.
What he's saying is society accepts it. Nobody ever says, look at that guy with so many women. Nobody.
Yeah, no one ever
says it. This is all these rap videos, R&B videos, and all these things.
Yeah.
So I like how he keeps bringing it.
So the guys who know that they've got a girl or a woman outside of their marriage somewhere, or another family, they should come out.
I am saying they should not. I'm saying the women, the first wives, should give that platform and see how they'll be treated. Do this research.
So imagine that. I can imagine bedrooms today.
When I say how they'll be treated,
what he's basically saying is there are
things
baby,
do we have kids outside?
Becky, there are things there are things that continue to happen and then it's happening it's in secret, right? So that's the same question. Like if your husband were to come and say, so do you want me to tell you the truth?
The truth. So there's need.
You are going to say, I would rather you tell me the truth, right?
Yeah.
And if the truth happens to be these
don't use that against him.
These other kids
No. You know what? Ndakura, Gabriel. Ndakura. I'm in my second marriage. And the way my first marriage broke up was obviously unfaithfulness on the man's side. And I threw my toys out the court. I had a nappy rash and everything. And in hindsight, thinking about it now, if it had happened with the information I have now, I know, my guy, do what you're doing. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So in the adventure, God forbid, that my husband says to me, and there's Ningi 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I would deal with it better, but it has to be points or matters that we agree on. Kuti, this is how we're going to function from now on. Because I'm already in a blended family. I don't think there's anything that can scare me at this point. And I've, seen stuff happen. I've been in situations where it's like, oh my gosh, this shouldn't have happened. But those things did happen. Yeah. So there are some women who are going to learn how to deal with situations. Yeah. You don't leave because a man has cheated. Yeah. You leave when your life is in danger. Yeah. Right? If your life is not in danger, if your emotional state is not being damaged, if your mentality, your mental state is being taken care of.
And also, can I hold your tongue and add to what you are saying? This show, Denny, I did not come on this show to promote chihure. On the contrary, I'm against chihure chewarume. I don't like men just sleeping around. I'm not promoting men sleeping around.
Yeah.
I'm promoting men being responsible and being accountable for the women they sleep with. Take responsibility.
Yeah, take responsibility
of the woman that you are with. That's my message.
Yeah,
that's
but then also,
because remember, polygyny brings responsibility.
It does.
Monogamy doesn't bring responsibility. I sleep with you. I ignore your phone. There's no responsibility in that. Don't call me when I. If I don't call you, don't call me.
Yes.
This is not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I am saying be responsible for that soul, for that child, for that woman. In as much as you are treating your first wife kuti munu, that woman is also munu. But society has made you think kuti she's a subhuman. Just because urumuhandisa warimsaga.
Saka bese vanema side piece, my small house and everything. They should just officialize the thing because they're already doing it.
They're already doing it. They're already sleeping. You're already sleeping with her. You are doing everything.
So why are they not doing it?
Because
you are there already. No, override the system.
This is where Black Gabu comes in, guys. Black Gabu is telling them it's okay.
I'm telling you, it's okay. The Bible approves of it. It regulates. Let me tell you the Bible, how clear it is. No, God allowed everything. God never allowed sin. Sin, God would show up. Let's talk about the scenario here, David. David, when he took Bathsheba, God showed up. But when he took 8 of his wife before the Bathsheba, God never showed up. And if you read 2 Samuel 12 verse 8, you know the prophet Nathan anoenda kuna David. What Mwari havana kufara nezvawaaita. Mwari vari kuti I gave you wives. Go and read it up. God gave wives, but David sin. God showed up papa in a sin. So the righteous women, when I say righteous,
yes.
God didn't have any problem
with the concubines and the wives.
One time,
and
Abigail, I forgot the other woman. David prayed and says, can I pursue? Atorerwa wakadzi wake 2.
Yes.
And God said, pursue.
And you overcome.
2.
Yeah.
Do you follow? But when he sinned, saka people in church, in Christian circles, separate sin and what is not sin. Polygyny is not sin. God blessed the polygyny. God regulated it.
Uchaona vafundisi vangawane tumahumaside vakubuda manje.
It's better because those kids, they need a father's presence. Fatherhood ndo zvairi. You can't be an absent father.
Pasina vana.
Komai wacho kwa is subhuman here.
No, as
just
subhuman.
Because you're number 2, number 3, does that make you subhuman?
No, it doesn't make you subhuman.
Exactly. It's like I think women should be treated with dignity.
That's
what I think.
They should.
So, what are some of the challenges that you face in this setup? I'm sure there are challenges that you are constantly having to deal with. What are some of those challenges?
In-laws.
Oh. Because obviously from the onset, introducing yourself, this is who I am.
To manage it. Zonaka, but I can promise you in the beginning it's horrific. In my case, my third wife, ndakatoendeswa pa Highlands Police, ndikatone case ikoko ndotozikanwa. I think there is
for what?
Kuti ari kutora mwana wedu ameno anenge akamupa juju or something, saka in investigate him.
Juji
Try
aumbotaura
to look
iyani.
for criminality. It doesn't make sense. Mwana wedu, the only girl who end up at number 3, it doesn't make sense. So you have that's the downside.
Things like that.
You have been accused of manipulating.
I've been accused of brainwashing, manipulating.
Probably like R. Kelly had the same sort of, there was that family that was suing him.
Yes, she was so young. How did he manage to even get her to agree to those things?
Yeah, but like I told you, kuti we are chirikuita kuti warambe, it's because of what they've learned kumashuranditi. But if they have this new information, that's like a flash disk. Humans are like flash disk. You can remove this information, we can learn. That's why even right now, Denny, I'm still learning. I don't call myself what I'm yet there. I still learn.
So what happens the day you realize, Andy Juba?
Okay. You asked me how long did it take for me to be confident to take 7 years. Pandanatotanga kuta research. I don't move that fast. You get it? Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, I don't move that. Contrary to what people think, no. Because I know marriage is a responsibility. There's more to sex. There's more to marriage than just sex. And
you guys go to church and everything, so you go with all your wives?
We fellowship. But as you know, most denominations, when I have these conversations, especially with my previous church, when I would have conversations with pastors, Torah is an scripture and we discuss the Bible because assumably I'm thinking this is what we're talking about. The conclusions that we have with most denominations or denominational leaders, why not a church doctrine yedu?
Or doctrine.
Yeah, like their church
Yes,
constitution.
right.
So
but anti-church doctrine, church constitution.
No, they will say the Bible is correct.
No, yeah.
But they will say the Bible. Most leaders I've spoken to, they say the Bible is correct. Yes, tatonama scripture, like you have seen some of
yes.
They'll be like, yes. But our church constitution, we just follow.
Yeah, but church doctrine, church constitution, don't they base it on the Bible? So
it overrides.
What
there are certain.
scripture?
It's selective. There's override or Bible. We are modern churches, so that's why it becomes difficult. But I do fellowship. I attend certain denominations.
So what about during the holidays, like Christmas? Do you go with all your wives to your chosen destination?
Yes.
How does it work?
For example, there was a holiday that I went to my in-laws. My first wife, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they've got a farm in Vuma. So we took the whole family. We sometimes go there with the whole family. They've
with your 5 wives?
Yes, with the other wives.
That's G shit.
So, like my second wife,
Becky, that's G.
Or my third wife can go to my in-laws, even in my absence, or even my first wife's absence.
Like that?
Yeah. So that's how it has become.
But
in the first days, it wasn't like that. My father-in-law is a war vet. He's a very straightforward man. He's tough. But somehow, I think along the way, he sort of picked it. Because, and also remember, what I always encourage, even my wives, but you don't get to brainwashing each other. I'm always saying, look, Inina, I can't go beyond your parents or your family. You have to defend me. I have to defend my wives to my. Yeah. When my wife kept defending me to my father-in-law, I think in the process he picked it.
Yeah. What do the children say?
What about your dad? Your dad must be very proud.
Unfortunately,
this is a proud.
What do you mean? If your son did that, anyway, what do the children say?
My children.
No, start with the dad.
Okay.
Start
with the dad.
My dad, unfortunately, is late.
Okay.
But my mom is alive. Initially, my mom was like, let's do with my sisters. They were like, let's pray for Gabriel. I think he's gone mad.
I was about to say, all night prayer.
Yeah, so they were praying for me. They were like, what is this? I mean, what happened to you? What happened to you? You seem to have been a good boy. God. You know, so, but along the way, good friends again. Like my wives, they go, like when they... I think you've seen some of the videos I've posted on social media, on my Facebook page. My wife wanted to pinda motkar wenda onona mama, even if I'm not there. They play, they do whatever, they do their thing. So my mom loves it. Yeah. So.
And children?
The children, what I've done is very controversial, but I will always say it because it might encourage someone. What we did as a family, when they are born, Antu like tinomboita ma-sets anobarwa different mothers but
oh
around
yes,
the
yes,
same
yes.
time.
Yeah, around the same time.
Saka saka zvatinoita from a young age tinoita kuti wabonde nana mai wavo
Vese.
wese. Saka mwana anokura, my kids separate naamai. They can identify kuti hey, this is
my mom, like this is my biological,
yeah,
but this is mama
but
also.
But the relationship wise, ukaona ma photos like on my page, my second wife, my photos mskana anonyanya kubuda naye hasi wake ndiwe first wife, but akatofanana second wife because of the bond. You get it? And then when they are younger, ndakambona zvakaita controversy ndakambozvimention, when they are younger we used to go even to the length of wana mama vanofeedirana wana.
As in
breastfeeding. Saka it bonds the kids. Saka mwana antokura achiti mama because and they grew up with this thing where they see a senior woman as their mom. I wanna that isolation.
What do you think about this one, Becky?
So Becky, yes, what we used to do.
Becky,
my wife would come back from work, right? She comes back from work and would have my problems. Would have those kind of problems whereby my wife would be like, they've already overfed the kids, and now I have to kushina.
It's
because the kids arutotamba atoribo because anga ina mai. It's different from a maid. Anga ina mai wana waswera na mai. Like what my wife said, I'm very free when we go out with my first wife or last time I took my wife to Nyanga, my second wife. Haafungi kuti what are the kids doing? What hatombozvifungi because they are with their mother. You get it? That's and the kids waakutoziva kuti mama awa ndo wanotenga mafoni awa mama awa. You get it? Or like vanombotita play. So kuti anonokumbira ichi okumbira ichi iwo sarade because we are those are the kind of problems I guess you have in a polygamous.
That's G shit, Becky.
And pardon me, I mean, as it's a joke or something, I told my sister, as I can understand, say, having 5 wives. How about 5 mother-in-laws?
It's very interesting. It's very fun, but we are social beings as humans, and the more the merrier. Because what is different?
Gabriel, are you happy?
I did what Taura now per phone.
Go to bedroom lounge or something.
So when I get home,
Arukumba.
Pai.
Mumba on the bed.
What in bed with Andy? What do you think to a man it does?
I don't know. What does it do to a man? I don't know.
Come on now, Becky. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're a chick, so it's difficult for you to see it. Like
no, but these are chicks I'm getting.
No, I'm
you know what?
To her, she might not get it. Like
because I haven't fully accepted the setup. I'm hearing you. If a woman looks at my man sideways,
Jenna, how do you do it when you go out, when you travel? We always laugh. Makambona Home Alone, is it Home Alone 3 when we're growing up?
Yeah.
Where they have to do a head count.
Yes, where they have to do a head count.
That's how our family is like.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's crazy. When we go out, like, it's not like a celebration. We love going to celebrate. I respect the word there. So Sundays, I'm telling you, it looks so orderly. But you should be there when we are preparing to go.
Quantum. Quantum.
Right now, I'm but right now, I'm into cars. So,
and I think it's also nice that you're able to provide. I think it would have been a different story if he wasn't.
So do your wives ever feel jealousy?
Yeah, they do.
And how do you handle that?
I think, I think from my perspective, it's a matter of just having my conversations, manage the jealous aspect from my side. I strongly believe kuti wakadzi wawirani it's the responsibility, enda kumurume. Kuti wakadzi warwe wachibvisana mawig, I think zvinokonzereswa futi nemurume. You understand what I mean?
Right.
It's the man's responsibility to make sure kuti wakadzi wawirirana. So those are some of the things that you have to do daily. Not okay. Filter through my conversations as they come. Kuti okay, nyaya address kwa ichiri nyaya yebhutso here kana kuti ya jealous. kupa as an example handiti kutsamwa kwakaitika uku inyaya yekuti ndanyanya overspenda time kune uyu here ndisina kuspenda time kune ushu. You get what I mean? Because as human beings, they are bound to, definitely, I mean, they will speak for themselves. They are bound to get jealous here and there. What sometimes they will feel like you have overdone this. Saka, most of the times, the way I manage it, we have a lot of frequent meetings together. Bedroom is like a boardroom. Manzu is a biggie. My bedroom's my boardroom. Look at it, I iron out my issues. Hey, we are so did I? Yeah. Saka teta kagara like this. In facilitate.
Of course.
Or moderator.
The judge.
The judge.
Silent.
So do you? I mean, like when they get old enough, would you encourage your children to also be in a polygamous relationship?
Definitely. My girls, I would, if they are to get a guy who's into a polygyny setup, definitely, but on condition. I'm always saying to my kids, even my boys, all of my kids, I'm always saying, do me a favor, find someone who's better than me. That's the challenge. So if the guy is treating my daughter better than I treated her mom, he's eligible. Because I strongly believe my kids are watching me the way I treat their mothers.
So if your daughter gets to a point where she gets married to this man, it was supposed to be like a monogamous setup, and then she comes back and says, Dad, Richard ati auda kunza mukadzi wechitu, you would know exactly what to say to her, because it's new to her. Because
in this case, it won't be new to her.
No, I'm saying from Richard, because when she got married to Richard had said, it's just you and me, baby. Yeah.
But with my daughters, the different scenario, because number one, they already have at the back of their head, good men are like this. They are growing up in that environment where they see one man and
so they won't really question a lot.
I guess
when it comes to that.
Probably when they grow up, they will make their own choices. I'm not going to push them to polygamy or whatever, but I'm just saying in the event they meet a guy like that, I don't have any problems. What I can do is probably to how do I put it? Like any other parent, to advise them because their best interest. It will be for their best interest, and I'll support them. And provided the guy, like I told you, it's not just about any random guy who's saying I want many wives.
But what will you then consider before this guy or these guys marry your daughters?
Character, integrity, his vision. I'll try to find out his vision. Where is he taking the family to? The way he treats my daughter, I'll consider that. Yeah, things like that. Those are the things, and also things like, is he a man of his word? Okay. I tried the best I can. I'm not perfect, but one thing I teach my babies is be a woman of your word, because I strongly believe God is very faithful with His word, and we emulate God, and I believe we should be. That's one thing I think even my wives should not think it in a glue. If I promise something, I will go out of my way. I
to make sure that you do it.
To make sure I keep my word. Yeah.
So how do
integrity is a big thing for me.
Yeah. When a lot of men see you, I'm sure they envy your position. Where you have
they distance themselves.
Yeah. Because maybe or they do.
Wow, I wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah. But in terms of women, don't they get judged with social media and stuff? With how come here with and how do they fight that off? How do they?
I think especially like nowadays, what we do, I have a social media on my Facebook page. So here's what I would do: or maybe on a random day, like even recently. And then my wife will be laughing, but when I was and then this one will be like, move the good. You get so some of the things now we laugh them off because people want to watch that as somebody anywhere close to what we are. The crazy things like that. Wakapusa, but how can you say wakapusa? Like kunemune graduate who sells houses, and property. I mean, do you get what I mean? So would she get offended? I'm just saying. kuti wakapusa. She's and like you spoke to her, if she's happy with me,
no, that woman looks happy. Okay, you know what? Those women look happy.
Yeah, I like I said, kuti I'm not yet there, so it's what I was on it over time. It's I intentionally have to make sure kuti I work on the relationship. It's an everyday thing. I strongly believe marriage is an everyday thing, Denny. Don't you think so? I think marriage is an everyday thing. You continue working at it, creative ideas, throw them. See, that's what I do.
Yeah. So to the many men who obviously envy you, what pieces of advice do you have for those who would like to follow your path?
Number one, they should read my book.
Okay, give me the book, Becky. Let's show them the book.
Yeah.
This is the number one bestseller.
It will equip them. I'm telling you. I wrote this book and my wife helped me to write this book.
Can we really see it?
Yeah.
Can we really see it? What's it called?
Of course. Why are you wanting another woman?
Put it on the screen.
That's what we're answering.
I think that's a good question.
Why?
Before you get into it, and are you cut out for it? Like the three different groups of men that you clearly pointed out. Kunia and Paul, who don't want to get married or shouldn't get married because they don't know what the heck they're doing.
Yes.
And then Ananias and Sapphira, one man, one woman type of thing. And then the rest. Who want more than one wife.
Yeah. Why? I'm saying why. I'm answering the why aspect. So I would advise men to read this book or women to read this book. Why in the first place?
Look at the cover.
Then you can relate.
Yeah. Check. This is Wawosi assisting Baba.
Yes, that's how it should be.
To crown
the second wife or the...
Why the crown?
Why would... Yeah.
Why? It's a crowning.
Because remember, a family is a royal thing. Charity begins at home. Yeah. Every community, every nation starts at family level.
All right, and where can they?
So a kingdom starts at family level.
Amen.
Yeah. Gabriel, this is an important book. Where can they get it? Those who are interested in this book. Innovate.
Yeah, bookshops.
Yeah, they have some on Joyce Lundika. I've seen
Joyce Lundika, yes, and also Kamfinsa shops in Mandara.
Yeah, and
also they can get hold of me. I move around with copies.
Yeah, and I think Gabriel would make a lot of money having talks, right? To do
he
this
would. You know
topic.
what? I was already seeing it as him on a panel answering the questions, but also putting the biblical aspect to it because we take what we know. About
so I think our viewers must let us know if they want a seminar, and if we can arrange a seminar with Chibaba, Gabriel, Tinashe Mapfunde to discuss this topic. Yeah. A lot of people are curious about this.
I think you should take a counseling course if you haven't.
Yeah.
And then become like a marriage counselor because Panama skeleton akuda kubuda manje.
Yeah. And also it will help. You know what? I agree with you. I feel a lot of fatherless children, yet the father is there. Fatherless, in the context, they can't be taken photos, they can't come on social media. I just feel like there are women out there that desire that family picture.
No,
not
they
saying
are.
picture, but you understand what I mean.
And it can't be done because you are a secret.
Yeah. So even coming on Denny J's show, that's my motive. Just rebuilding families, broken families, people that have a different brainwash, like I told you. Like some of the scriptures and I wrote, if Moses wrote the laws, let's ask our pastors, if Moses wrote the book of law and he regulated, open Exodus 21.
Yeah, I know. He talks about the servants
and he's saying if a first wife is this Manawe, how do you regulate something that is sin?
The thing for me is at the end where he says if the wife then decides she wants to leave, let her go with nothing.
Yeah.
Like what?
So he's regulating these dynamics. You understand what I mean? So these conversations, let's have conversations and more of these conversations.
Yeah.
Let's rescue the men, liberate the men. And let's liberate the women also.
Well, let's hope my husband
are you
is
in good books with Shaddai?
I follow him. I like him. He's a patriarch. I believe he's a strong patriarch. I don't know him personally, but I think it would be nice to meet him.
What about his doctrine?
Don't be surprised if we bring Shaddai together with him.
Like he's
on
got
episode 100.
He calls it what? The red pill.
in the blue
philosophy or
Yeah,
whatever. I don't
like
know.
the red pill philosophy that take it or leave it. This is the truth. This is point blank.
I think he's a straightforward guy.
Yeah,
and
very
most of the things
straightforward.
that he says are very true. So I follow him, like I said. I follow him. I don't know him personally, but I like the guy.
Plus Joe Daniels,
Yeah, I think you're gonna meet him on episode 100. We might have to call you again, right? Gabriel.
Yeah, we might have to call you.
I mean,
because I would like to hear 3 different men talk about this thing, and like men with different views on it, and you still standing your ground. Because man, you stood your ground from the beginning to the very end.
Because
I mean, there's no turning back. You
I
married
live
them
it.
already.
I'm not theorizing things. I live this thing. I'm
You
not
married
theorizing.
them already.
Yes. So yeah.
No, this
And
is
I love them dearly.
Yeah,
I love my wives.
Yeah.
this has been a very insightful episode. Tell us what you guys think in the comment section. I think a lot of people definitely are going to be interested in knowing a lot more, and it's a good thing that there's a Bible.
Yeah. That's
I say
my
that in inverted
foundation.
commas, right? Like,
That's the Bible.
for those who are into this sort of thing. So
The Gospel of Polygamy.
So go get the book. I think you can get it from Innovate, and I will also put, I think, Gabriel's number on the screen if you want to get in touch with him. And maybe in the future we're going to have a Gabriel Mapfunde seminar where he addresses the multitudes of men who might actually
But you know
be
what?
interested
Also,
in this.
the other thing, Denny.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's something that we are working on with my wives.
Yeah.
Having seen how people respond on social media, on our Facebook page, like Mama comments, people have no idea how this thing works. So what we have done is we created a YouTube page
okay.
where we are going to be posting our lives.
Yeah.
You get it? Like people are curious to see what we do in the morning, so we are going to be. What do I do with my wives?
Reality show.
How do I?
I think
that would
that'll
be
be
so
wonderful.
Yeah.
So we'll also put the YouTube channel.
Exactly.
You give give us the link. We'll put it on the I think that sort of thing will really fly because people like people's businesses, right? And his is not like regular.
Talking
business.
about liking people's business, you barely said what your take was on this plural marriage thing.
It's interesting. That's my take.
Is it a no?
Huh?
Is it a no? Is it a yes?
It's interesting.
For me, okay.
Becky, for you it would be a no because you're a jealous person. But it's a good thing that Drew now has a way of starting this conversation.
He's not getting this book. What are you talking about?
No, he's just going to refer you to the episode and say, babe, what do you think about this?
You know what? Listening to the episode and then really are two
I think the
different
episode
things.
is going to lighten this load on a lot of men.
And then what should happen?
I don't know. Then the conversation
How about
starts.
getting the women to say?
And
I'm not trying to expose you, babes, but how about getting the women's
There are some women
point
out
of
there
view?
who might,
You get it?
You know,
Because
be
if
open.
I'm speaking as a man, some women are not going to be convinced. They're going to be
Because
but
I
if
know
you're
he's not
get-
going to do it.
You know, I
or
saw a
even
different
think
reaction.
about bringing it up.
Yeah, I saw a different reaction.
How do you know?
I know.
I'm inspired by Gabriel Mapfunde, and I'm
But
gonna
yes,
read the
you know,
book.
and I know it's just going to end there. It's ending by inspiration, like, wow,
Pick how do you know
my
this?
nigga.
I'm gonna take a chance.
He ain't taking no chance.
He's gonna take his shot.
Here's the
This episode is gonna help
In
people
that
take
set-
their shot.
that is
Lords
set that I think-
might
I'm
take a chance.
inspired.
To all the men out there, it's like Denny. It's not like I told you. It's not an easy path.
Yeah.
That's why I would recommend the book, and that's how. And Becky's even brought the counseling aspect. It's not an easy go. Why?
Yeah, because you just
Because
don't
it's
do
a
this
system.
thing with
Do you
no
remember?
counseling.
We are in a system that has been designed to tarnish this thing or to reject this thing. So
Reject?
do you get it? That's where the difficult aspect comes. You have to think about
after
the
this,
in-laws. You have to. Some women will be like, "My friends, you know, what are they going to say? Me being on second, you know, all those things." So
Still, I'm inspired.
You know.
You know, it's good to be inspired, but we know no action is going to happen.
But you know what the
from these
difference is,
gentlemen.
Becky? Before you just say this is bullshit, but after the insights, if dude brings it up, you go,
No, if dude brings it up after watching this episode, trust me, I am game to discuss it.
Drew,
We'll
what's up?
talk about it. We will talk, my guy. We'll even go out.
test him.
But
and-
it's ending there.
Do you know what the Bible says? To preachers, to teachers, and everyone who teaches, it says test and see the weight. Everything I strongly believe, especially if it has to do with the Bible and stuff, test it. Saka throw is many hard questions like what I told you my wife
yes,
would do.
no.
Throw hard questions
I
and
will
stuff.
Just cut the middleman.
Kugumira ipapo nyaya yacho. Hapana kwa iri kuenda. Ndo pa iri kugumira.
Just cut the middleman. Ongwene mukadzi again.
Kanongweta Sarah, just bring the woman you
just
like.
Bring the woman
Can I leave now?
No, wait, Becky. Do you know what the book of Peter says? Peter, the apostle. Do you know what he says in his book? I think it's First Peter, but I caught it in the book.
Okay.
He says women should emulate Sarah
by calling her husband Lord.
What did Sarah do?
By calling her husband
Lord. What did Sarah
Lord.
do in the Bible?
I have no idea.
Sarah brought another woman to her husband.
And it caused problems. Those are
Do you know the problems? The problems was not fighting over a man. The problem was Hagar disrespected Sarah.
Exactly.
Which happens in polygynous setups.
Hey, so why should we be doing?
But look at it, God intervened. Does that make sense? The issue. Remember Hagar was blessed. Remember God blessed. You go to Dubai, is that not where Ishmael, the tribe, comes from? Hello? Hagar was blessed. If you read the scriptures, God blessed Hagar.
Yes.
When Hagar at one time,
because she was ill-treated, because
she was not blessed. So why did not God kill her and just leave her to die if she was sin? Why would he bless the nation? Why do you love to go to Dubai?
Akachengetwa na Mwari because of the treatment yakaitwa kauko. She was ill-treated.
She was not ill-treated. What happened is Abraham, if you read, I think it's Genesis 12, you know, Abraham was troubled because his wives.
Yes, but he sent her out with what? Water and bread.
And then God intervened. How does he intervene? He says, Hagar, you should respect Sarah. Okay? Because Hagar, remember, it was years. This is not a one-day event.
Yes, no, it's not a one-day
event. It was years. Until, because Hagar was not taking heed of God's warning, until God says, you need to go. Because of the disrespect, because of the respect of Sarah. You understand what I mean? And it's addressed even in Proverbs and later scriptures about the disrespect. So the message that is there is even in a polygynous setup, even in my own setup, I'm always advising my women.
Respect each other.
Respect each other. And also respect the matriarch. Because the Bible, not me, the Bible clearly states there is the matriarch, the first wife should be respected. There are scriptures in that book that points. That's where the discipline comes. You don't come in and just push in the first wife out. No, you don't do that. That's the lesson in that Abraham story. If you come as a second wife and a third wife and you want to push the first wife outside,
yeah, I'm sure there's rules of engagement with this whole thing if you're going to be in it.
But remember, the women are, whilst we are dealing with this, there are other women of Abraham
that you said were not mentioned.
Read Genesis, is it 25 or 26? Let me check. It says, and he gave gifts to the other. Just open your Bible quickly for the viewers. Yeah, I don't want to quote wrong scripture and they'll be like, this guy lies.
It says what? And he gave gifts to
Genesis
the other
what?
women.
Yeah. Genesis. When you find it, just read it with me so that.
When you find it, say,
Yes.
Yeah, and read Genesis 25, verse 5. Tangira pa verse 6. Yeah. Genesis 25, start by verse 6 for the sake of time.
Genesis 25, verse 6. The Bible states, but while he was still alive, Abraham gave gifts to the sons of his concubines.
Whilst this Hagar and Sarah thing,
to
Abraham
the
has
sons
many wives, Baba.
Of his concubines.
Many. And he's a friend of God.
Titus,
and he's the father of faith. And we are all his sons.
Of his concubines, and sent them away from his
son. So you're doing God's work.
To the east. Hey, Bana, how are we reading this Bible? Okay, I think we're done. Thank you so much for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what?
Especially men. Let's turn this into a bestseller. Yeah. You know why? Plural Marriage by Gabriel Mapfunde. You must have this on Amazon as well.
Yeah, I'm working on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder, Father Abraham.
But for now, you can get it from Innovate, or you can get it directly from the man himself. Yeah. And we're going to put the number on the screen. Gabriel?
If anything, this was interesting.
Yeah.
Not convincing, but very interesting.
Definitely.
The bedroom is going to be an exciting place today. It's going to be really interesting. Like, even after this, I am just going to be like, so babe, we were talking about this today. What's your thought? You see, I'm going to be the one to start.
Looking at him so sharp.
Maybe he knows my eye. He knows it. Then I got what he, and then what? Yeah. But anyway, Gabriel, thank you so much for coming through. And
thank you, Mom.
Danny, I think you can take this book because I'm not going home with it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And you know, we've Gabriel stories where he's given, or some of his friends have got this book and then they keep it in the car,
in
the boots. They don't take it out into the house. You know, so women, you must stop intimidating your husband.
Secret cell phone.
Yes.
You read the book.
People like Becky, stop intimidating your husband.
Allow them to read the book.
Man, I don't intimidate
or read together.
They must be able to read.
No, he's not reading that, and I don't intimidate him.
Thank you all for tuning in, and till next week is great. So Gabriel's contacts, Instagram, YouTube is going to be on the screen. So guys, do follow him. And I think he's going to be working on some reality type stuff on his YouTube page.
Yeah.
So that could be very interesting. So you guys go and follow, subscribe to his channel, and hopefully we might see him again on episode 100. I don't know.
I know it's going to be lit.
All right.
I'll be about OnlyFans.
So that's it for today, guys.
Thank you.
Denny J Show. Zvanga zviri downta up tauraidzwe nyaya dzacho dzese narrative ndaichidwe kana mchida kutipisa deep ndaipidwe make you spill a bean if you know what I mean.